Hey guys! Today my boyfriend and I are going down to the coast to the aquarium. We got a membership last year. Usually it's like 20 bucks each to get in, and then to have like a year-long annual membership with unlimited access for 2 people. For a year is only 80 bucks, so we figured we'd spring for it. We got that in November and we haven't been back since, so I convinced him that we'll go down today and have some fun. He's off picking up my review stuff from the post office right now, and I'm just getting ready and thought I would chat with you guys a bit since I haven't posted anything in eons. I'm sorry if I look a little funny. I'm trying to do my makeup in the mirror here, and then my little viewfinder is not working too great for me. I haven't been doing full faces of makeup very often. Since I started working full-time and switched to a morning shift. I just haven't been motivated enough to do it in the morning. I was on the night shift for like 2 years straight and got so hardwired to that. And back then, I would do a full face of makeup since I had time and I didn't have to leave the house until like 12:30. But now that I'm off in the morning, I need sleep more than I need to put makeup on. But I figured while he's off getting those packages, I'll take the time to try out some of my new stuff. I mean, I guess part of it is good since I'm not spending as much money on makeup now that I'm not wearing it and I know I'm not going to use it. So that's a little bit of an upside. I was really surprised. One thing that I've been liking a lot lately is I got this little e.l.f. eyebrow pot from the Dollar Tree. It is so good. It's a really blendable cream, so you have to be careful when you're putting it on, otherwise it's going to smear all over the place. But after it does dry down, it stays in place and it looks really good. I got the shade, let's see, medium brown. Usually when stuff gets down to the Dollar Tree, that means either it was seasonal or they're not making that anymore, or possibly they changed the packaging. Hopefully they just changed the packaging because I would love to get my hands on more of this stuff. But I've been using that lately and I really like it. Beforehand, I was using that. I was using one of e.l.f.'s, the square palette with the hard gel and the powder. And I would only use the gel. I don't like the powder too much. But that's been my new go-to. Hopefully I can get my hands on another pot once it runs out, because you do go through it pretty quick since it's almost kind of fluffy like a mousse, so you go through it really fast compared to like a harder gel that you're just kind of skimming off the surface each time, so it lasts you a really long time. And then this other one I actually got from the Dollar Tree too. It's a Maybelline Master Smoky Eye Studio. I believe it's meant for your lower lash line, and then it has a sponge so that you can smoke it out, but I like using it for tightlining my eyes. I pretty much, after I started tightlining my eyes, I will not wear mascara without tightlining. Got a little messy there. And I really like this one because it has a rather thick tip, probably maybe like the size of a fat crayon. And since it is so thick, after you use it, I bet the end gets smoothed out, and I feel better about using it for tightlining. This would be really good for someone who hasn't tightlined before, because I know when you first start out, you're kind of worried, oh my god, I'm going to poke out my eye. I know I definitely was like that when I first started, because when I was like 10, I saw a makeup tutorial where the gal did, and I had never seen it before. I was like, what is she doing? Because it just looks so scary to pull up your lashes and do that. I mean, I do it every day now, but I know it's a little intimidating for beginners, so definitely that, since it has a fat tip, it's easier to use and safer, I think, because you have more tool to feel around with. I have all of my makeup in just a little area over here. It kind of looks like a bomb went off. Since I haven't been wearing makeup as much lately, I just have it all in this little area here next to our bathroom sink, and I kind of skimmed it down to what I use on a regular basis as compared to like everything, which is what I did before. I just had it in a bag, and that's a little overwhelming to go through in the morning. Right now I'm just putting on an eyeshadow primer stick. It's just a fat cream stick. This is by e.l.f. too. e.l.f. eye primer and liner sealer. So it has a primer on one side, and then it has a liquid filler for your liner, which is terrible to be honest. But I like this better than their liquid eyeshadow primers. I've used more expensive brands eyeshadow primers, but since that is one of the products you go through really fast, I don't really want to spend a lot of money on it. And to be honest, this works just as well as something more expensive. Like, I've used Maybelline and Hard Candy, and I think I had a Revlon one once, but they tend to just crease really badly. And this one works decent, so I figure, hey, why not? I'll use it. And since it is such a fat stick, it lasts for insanely long. So now I think I've got my foundation done, my concealer, and my primer. So I'm going to go in with a little contouring. This is a Wet n Wild contouring palette. It had a lighter shade here, but unfortunately last year when I went to Hawaii, I had all my makeup shoved in a carry-on, and when we got to the hotel room it all exploded out and then perfectly broke out the light shade. The dark shade survived somehow. I need to get a new one, but I've barely touched the dark side, so I haven't got around to buying a new one because I really don't need two of these dark ones at once. I've been trying to find a single highlight shade for me, but since my skin is so pale, it's really hard for me to find a highlight shade that I can use. There are shimmery ones I can use, but I don't always want to do shimmery. I do like to stick with matte, just because I don't have to worry about the shimmers like transferring onto the rest of me. It was kind of funny the other day. I've gone so long without doing a full face of makeup that I'm kind of falling into bad habits again. I wrote a post on my blog if you want to see the whole train wreck, but if I haven't worn makeup for a really long time and then I happen to do it one day, I'll get like halfway through rubbing my eye and be like, oh shit, and have mascara down my face, because I work a desk job and I tend to do this a lot at my desk while I'm thinking something through. And usually, yeah, that's fine, because I'm not wearing makeup. But if I happen to do it one day, and then since I'm kind of programmed now that I'm not wearing makeup, it's fine to rub my face or put my hand wherever, I'll do that. And get stuff smeared everywhere. Or I was at the movies with my boyfriend and rested my head on his shoulder, and I had done my new highlight that day. I just got it. It's Revlon Photo Ready Instafix in Pink Light. It's just a nice big highlighter stick, and it's really concentrated, super shimmery. Anyway, I had used it for the first time that day and leaned my head on his shoulder, and he was wearing a black t-shirt. Yeah, when we came out, he had a pretty shimmery spot on his shirt, and I saw it when we got home. I was like, what is that? What'd you get on your shirt? And he was like, oh, it's me. So I gotta be careful with that. I'm getting a little bit better. I just need to get myself programmed again into, oh, I'm wearing makeup, I need to be more careful with my face. I came down with the flu this last December. It like ripped through my entire workplace. Everyone got it, and mine lasted for probably like a week. And there is really no point in putting on makeup when you're sick, because when you blow your nose, you're just gonna rub it all off. So after that week, I just kind of stopped putting it on so much. Just going on with a plain little L'Oreal eyeshadow palette. This is Paris Beach. I think I got this in an influencer box a while ago. It's just a plain matte cream. It has a little bit of shimmer, but not too much. I like using it as a just neutral color to set down my primer. That e.l.f. primer, not Wet n Wild, works pretty good, but you do need to use something to set it, because it is a thick cream, and if you wait for it to set by itself, it just takes eons. And then I like to take this below my brown bone and in the hollows of my eyes here as well, just to highlight it a bit. Pop on a bit of blush. This is a Wet n Wild one I've had forever. in Pearlescent Pink. I don't tend to wear blush that often. Like, I will skip it almost every time, but now that we've gone into the winter months and I've just gone paler and paler, I lost the little bit of summer tan I had going on. I've been using blush more often because otherwise after I use a foundation that actually matches my skin tone, I look like a ghost. I actually was surprised. It's so hard for me to find foundations that are pale enough for my tone because I'm a super pale cool side. Usually super pale foundations I can find are on the warm side, so they end up looking really orange on me or yellow. But Hard Candy has some really good foundations that actually match my skin tone. I actually found one that was on the cool side and too pale for me. I was so shocked. So I can use it in the winter. I got it in the summer though, and I had just enough of a tan going on that it looked too pale with my neck. I should be able to use it now. I have it ferreted away in some drawer. So I'm just going through my eyeshadow palette here. It's e.l.f. again. If you haven't noticed a theme, I really like e.l.f. I'm going to go with this light rosy pink here and pop that into my crease. I would like to take some more time eventually to learn how to do better looks, but I usually just stick with pinks and browns and it serves me well. I'll do this shimmery salmon here. I'll pop that here. Alrighty. So, yeah, as you can see, it's just super low-key. I think I'll do a bit of brown in my crease though to make it pop a bit more. Maybe this copper shimmer. I love these, but oh my god, they have bad fallout. I'm gonna have to fix that. I cut out on you there. So that's why I always keep my beauty blender on the standby, especially when I'm doing shadows. It helps out with fallout or if you get too wild. Okay, so I got that in there. Now I'm just gonna go in with a plain cream and blend out my edges. There we go. That looks good. Alrighty, I think I'll do my mascara next. I always do my bottom lashes because this one I'm using, it's L'Oreal Voluminous. It gives you great results, but it takes quite a while to dry. So if I do my top and then my bottom when I'm looking up to get my bottom lashes, I almost always get mascara smeared. So I do my bottoms first. Oop, I got a big glop on the end of this one. I really like this mascara for giving you kind of the look of false lashes. Like, a mascara is never really gonna look like false lashes, even if they advertise themselves as such. But this one has gone the closest of what I've seen. It does get really gloppy at the end though, so you almost always have to wipe the end off on the tube, which doesn't bug me too much, but it can get a little annoying. Alrighty, so I think I'll just pop on some eyeliner and then I'll be done. This is Hard Candy Walk the Line. This is one of my favorite eyeliners. I wasn't using it for quite a while because the tube I got, the brush, the ends of the bristles were all janky. So I had tried to cut it to make them a bit easier to use, but that just made it worse. But then I found out that just a standard Wet n Wild eyeliner, the brush perfectly fits this tube. Ooh, probably shouldn't talk while I'm doing this. Anyway, I just popped it out of the Wet n Wild tube and washed it first. And then transplanted it in this guy. That works great. Alrighty, when I first started doing makeup, I would obsess over getting my liner even. But nowadays, I figure if I step back a step and it looks fine, I'll just go with it. Because really, I don't want to waste that much time on it. For my lips, what I'm going to do, Sephora actually came through really nicely on their birthday present this year. I know Ulta does a different one every month. I think Sephora is quarterly, so at least this quarter they had a couple different choices. There was a Bite Beauty mini set that came with it says it's a lip crayon, but it's basically a lip liner. And then a mini lipstick bullet. It also came with a lip balm and a sugar scrub. I did a blog post on it if you want to check out each product. I did some swatches, but you're going to see me put it on here. Yeah, as you can see, it's kind of fat for a lip liner, but it's very dry, so I wouldn't want to do it as a color by itself. So I treat it as a lip liner. And it has really good staying power for a cream, which I like. It's a kind of dusty red-brown, but yeah, I like it. It's kind of subtle. I was doing super dark shades for a while, but I'm good with this. I think I'm gonna pop on a bit more mascara. There we go. Okay, alrighty. So, makeup is mostly done. So now, I haven't really decided what I want to do with my hair. I just clipped it out of the way. I just dyed it a couple days ago. I have been using a Schwarzkopf brand from Walmart, but they stopped making my color, which obviously they always do after I find something I like. So this is... Actually, I can't remember what brand this was. I have to look it up. It was meant for ruby red, but since I am darker, it turned out like this. I don't think I'll curl my hair today. I was thinking about it, but I feel good with just this. So, now, let me switch the light one in here. Woo. I'll just have to get dressed. And then Brandon should be back by that time so we can go grab lunch after I dig through my review boxes. Alrighty, I'll be back. This is one of my favorite stretches of road to drive in the States, so I wanted to show you guys a bit of the scenery, and then we'll get into some footage from the actual aquariums.